He's partying the waters too. Reading.
I understand it.
That'd be nice. I'm sure you have
Then I'm now
I don't know where,
on the front.
Frank and
No, I know.
I sometimes learn the process of previous bishops. They're all in organizations.
It is. And you can sit. And you can sit.
guests, friends of Queen's College, welcome to this convocation. Called by the Right Reverend Jeffrey Peddle to lead us in prayer.
Let us pray. Almighty Father, grant that our schools of theology may be homes of faith and fruitful study, and that all their students may so learn truth as to bear its light along their ways, and so learn Christ as to be found in him, who liveth and reigneth with thee and the Holy Spirit, one God, world without end. Amen.
You may be seated. My pleasure to call out the Honorable Mr. Harry Trevor, member of the House of Assembly, Minister of Services, Newfoundland and Labrador, to bring greetings from the government of Newfoundland and Labrador.
Well, good evening, and thank you very much for the invitation to share this most important occasion. I am pleased to be here to bring greetings from the government of Newfoundland and Labrador, and to offer my sincere congratulations to all of you as you celebrate your achievements in education. In preparing for this evening, I was very interested to learn so much more about Queen's College and to know its long-standing role as an educational institution for students of theology. This graduating class will be following a tradition that has been more than 175 years in making, dating back to 1841, when Queen's College was known as the Theological Institute. It's interesting, as I embark on this political adventure, I find myself in the Happy Valley Blue State, and often I serve as a minister in the United Church, and I find and very much appreciate the challenge of speaking as a minister in reflections in that church as well. So it's a very great honor to be here tonight. As you go forward from this day, I trust that you will keep in mind the words of William Butler Yeats, who said that education is not the filling of a pail, but the lighting of a fire. For the true value of education is that it serves as a catalyst for great understanding of the world in which we live, and with that perspective, we can define our role in making it a better place. Congratulations again on your achievement here today. I wish you all the very best as you continue to serve in your communities and apply the knowledge that you have gained. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, Mr. Trevor. Now call on Dr. Sean Cadigan, Associate Vice President, Academic of Moore University, to bring greetings from the university.
Thank you, Your Grace, Your Honor, Mr. Trevor, Reverend Kettle, Reverend Bob, Reverend Alexander, graduates, honored guests, family, friends, and supporters. I'm very pleased, I might add, my home parish of St. Peter's, that he was here. It's a great honor. I'm pleased to be here this evening, bring greetings on behalf of Memorial University as we honor the graduates of Queen's College and celebrate their educational and spiritual accomplishments. Graduates, this is a time to recognize and celebrate your accomplishments and to look forward to many fruitful years ahead in whatever your chosen path may be. I hope when you look back at this time in your lives, you'll see this as a time of transformation, a time when you discover your own special gifts and set out on your own spiritual path. Memorial University is very proud of its long-standing affiliation with Queen's College. We're proud of the students who come here to study, begin a career of service, giving, and helping others. Last year marked 175 years for the college, a noteworthy accomplishment accomplishment and a testament to the hard work and commitment of the educators and the students who devoted themselves to the study of theology and to ministry. We all recognize the importance and value of post-secondary education. Not only is it a means to better the standard of living for ourselves and for our families, but education deepens our understanding of ourselves and the world around us. As we all know, Queen's College offers more than a traditional post-secondary education. Graduates of Queen's College have a true vocation. People have always had a question for the spiritual side of existence, for the purpose of life, understanding it. Since the beginning of time, people have searched for answers to these very profound questions. I'm sure that your time at Queen's College has equipped you with knowledge and tools to help others explore these fundamental questions. While we gather this evening to celebrate your success, it is important to acknowledge the contributions of others who have shared in your accomplishments. Your families in particular have offered support, understanding, and encouragement, and they must be very proud of your achievements. So much instructors whose enthusiasm, professionalism, and commitment to your education, very short, must have contributed to your success as students. Convocation is a very special time. Today, this evening, is a milestone in your lives, your dedication and hard work have brought you here to the end of this particular course of study and to the beginning of a new chapter in your lives. So convocation is an end, but it's also a start. This is your time to take to heart the responsibilities and privileges that come with your education and to make your mark in our province, across the country, or around the world, wherever it can take you. May you leave here this evening confident in your ability to inspire others through faith, religion, and spirituality. Congratulations and best wishes from Memorial University.
Seems like I've been around this place for a long time, but this is the first time I'll have the privilege and responsibility, as Dr. Cadigan just mentioned, installing provost of the college. Colin the chair, Cynthia Haynes Turn, and Dr. Stephen.
Chancellor, Dr. Richard Charles Singleton, Bachelor of Arts, Master of Divinity, Doctor of Ministry, Doctor of Philosophy, has been duly chosen and appointed Provost and Vice Chancellor of Queen's College. I do now call upon you to affirm him in that office.
My brothers and sisters in Christ, after prayerful consideration, a successful review, and in accordance with the Constitution of this college, Richard Singleton has been chosen and affirmed by the Corporation as Provost and Vice Chancellor. His ministry is to continue the good work done through 176 years of Queen's College, and is part of the work and witness of the whole church. In this ministry, he has already demonstrated the particular gifts he brings to our life together. As faculty, students, alumni, and friends of Queen's College, I ask you, will you continue to support Rick in this ministry? Amen. In the presence of God, let us pray that grace will be given to Rick to fulfill the responsibilities which are his. Blessed are you, Shepherd of Israel. You led your people like a flock. Now strengthen your servant Rick to fulfill the office of Provost and Vice Chancellor in faithful integrity and gentle humility, for the sake of your Son, Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen. As Chancellor of Queen's College, I affirm you, Richard Charles Singleton, as Provost and Vice Chancellor of Queen's College, with the rights and responsibilities pertaining to that office, in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
I promise, with God's help, to study and work to promote the honour and welfare of Queen's College, and to continue faithfully to discharge the justice and responsibilities of this office which are committed to me.
May the power and the presence of the Lord be with you in all that you do. Amen. So we put you to work. Makes the first of convocation.
Your Honours, Mr. Chancellor, Madam Chair of Queen's College Corporation, Bishop Peddle, Bishop Watson, Bishop Alexander, Archbishop Curry, members of our corporation, faculty and staff, Minister Tripper, Associate Vice President Cadigan, members of the clergy, family and guests and students of the college, and the graduating class 2017, and all our friends. I am pleased to report to the assembled convocation on the activities of Queen's College. I want to start by just sharing a story I've heard, and it often makes sense, and I often use this. Some of you have probably heard it before. But it's a story of two fellows who live together in a small community, and they do a lot of things together. They fish together, and make a living in the summertime, but in the wintertime they spend a lot of time in the woods, cutting wood and what have you. And part of the routine to go in the woods was to have boil the kettle and have a mug up every day. And part of that routine then is when they'd sit down, they'd have a yarn about everything and anything that was going on in the community. What was going on in the town council, what was going on in the church, what was going on open line, or whatever the case might be. And when they didn't have anything specific to talk about, then they'd just talk about anything at all. So one day there wasn't much going on, and one fella sitting down, after a while he said to the other fella, he said, "There's some X." The fella looked over at his X and he said, "Why, what's so special about that X?" He said, "When I saw that X," he said, "that's almost 300 years old." The fellow looked at the X and didn't look to be that old, but now an X is a pretty simple bit of technology. There's only two parts to it, a steel head and a wooden handle. He said, "No, boy," he said, "it can't be that old." He said, "Yes," he said, "my great, and a few other great student grandfather brought that from Ireland." I said, "No one." He said, "Yes," he said, "there's only the 77th handle and the 45th head." So that story kind of reflects the need and experience of renewal in many organizations and structures. And at Queen's College, we are like other organizational church organizations and businesses and communities. I've heard Archbishop Coffin quote General Eric Shensky. He said, "If you don't like change, you will like irrelevance less." Change is inevitable. When all is said and done, our prime mission at Queen's College is to prepare women and men to take on ordained and non-ordained ministries and leadership roles in the church. Our programs provide a solid preparation for the roles our students will take on when they finish at Queen's. The lines with what St. Paul says in Ephesians chapter 4, verse 12, he says, "To equip the saints for service and to build up the kingdom of God." I see the preparation of our students being built up 4 pillars. And the first pillar is theological education. And theological education is changing and requires constant review. This year at Queen's College we completed a thorough curriculum review of all of our programs and courses and updated our calendar. The goal was to ensure our course offerings have a scope and sequence to provide a balanced theological education for those in our degree and non-degree programs on campus and by distance. Following the regulations of the Association of Theological Schools and the practice of most colleges and universities, we have clarified our policies and procedures to grant advanced standing for students who have completed a program and wish to move on to a higher one. Just as our diploma programs getting advanced standing for credit in the associate in the Bachelor of Theology, and so on. We are now at a point where we have to get the right balance of the delivery of courses on campus, off campus, and by distance. This includes making our diploma program and possibly our Bachelor of Theology by distance for discipleship and ministry available outside St. John's. In fall of 2016 and winter of 2017 semesters, Dr. Joanne Mercer offered courses in Central Diocese. This is the beginning of a venture that will make better use of available technologies and expertise in our province and make theological education accessible across the province. In the fall of 2017, we look forward to launching our Diploma in Theology and Ministry program in Western Newfoundland and in Central Newfoundland. And with special support from Bishop Peddle, we will offer the Diploma in Theology and Ministry in Happy Valley Goose Bay in Labrador. And with special support from Archbishop Curry, we'll be offering the Diploma in Theology and Ministry RC stream on the Bureau Peninsula. This year, we have enhanced our continuing education for clergy program by offering monthly programs on campus. They're available online and recorded and available through our YouTube channel. We've had 12 sessions on topics such as the history of Queen's College, the diaconate past, present, and future, clergy wellness, the theology of money, spirituality in senior years, and even earlier this week we had a session marking the 500th anniversary of Luther's Reformation. And we had a special session with Bishop Francis Loyo of South Sudan when he visited the college as a guest of Bishop Watton. We are also working with representatives of the Anglican Diocese in Cyprus and the Gulf to establish an arrangement that will allow Queen's College to facilitate theological education and pastoral training as a means to support the Christians who live and work in areas of the Middle East where Christianity is a small minority of the population. In March, the Association of Theological Schools for the United States and Canada renewed our associate membership for 5 years. The renewal verifies our credibility as a theological college and allows us to engage with other Association of Theological member schools. In February, the Anglican Church of Canada sponsored a gathering of representatives from dioceses and theological schools to discuss the future of theological education and training for ministries. It was interesting to hear the challenges across Canada as dioceses face the shortage of priests. In our province, we are truly blessed to have a local theological school, and we are further blessed to have a good working relationship between Queen's College and the 3 dioceses. So that's Pillar 1, theological education. Pillar 2, pastoral training and practice. Pastoral training and practice go hand in hand with good theological education when it comes to preparing people for ministry. Queen's has always had a good selection of courses in pastoral studies and good supervision for interns. In fall 2017, we will have 5 students on internships in parishes. As more students come to us later in life and complete programs by distance and off campus, we see the need to develop a system for pastoral supervision across the province. We are working on a program to equip clergy with the competencies to provide pastoral supervision and spiritual guidance for students in our diploma programs when they are offered at satellite sites outside St. John's. With the cooperation of the diocesan bishops, we'll be hopefully launching this training starting in fall semester 2017. Pillar number 3, along with pastoral training and practice and theological education, is spiritual development. Spiritual development is essential in rounding out the experience of theological education and pastoral skills into readiness for ministry. We place strong emphasis on the spiritual component of our program. This year, we have ensured that all students preparing for ministry are availing of a spiritual director, and we've had structured programs with spiritual guides to provide students with exposure to spiritual practices such as praying with scripture, silence, meditation, prayer groups, and reflection. We had monthly days of awareness and a year-end retreat. We know spiritual resilience is essential for ministry. Our students have strong and positive regard and feedback on these experiences. And the fourth pillar is faith-based learning community. Faith-based learning community provides students with opportunity to test their own thinking and ideas, to challenge each other, and to integrate the information and insights from their studies. Individuals preparing for ministry need the experience of interacting with others to learn, pray, participate in ministries, and socialize. At Queen's College, we are blessed to have an active community of students and faculty members. Chapel activities are central to our community life at Queen's and the key to our students' preparation for ministry. Students, faculty, and visitors participate in daily liturgy of the hours, regular celebrations of Holy Eucharist, our days of awareness that are enriched by music, singing, homilies, and silence. The revised design of our off-campus programs will put more emphasis on the experience of a faith-based community of learning. Our engagement in faith-based community of learning is not limited to the routines of students and faculty. This year, all three diocesan bishops were bishops in residence in the fall and in the winter semesters. They participated in the life of the college during their visits. We had over 20 clergy visit the college as presiders and homilists. We had a further 18 clergy visit as presenters in classes and in seminaries. The bishops of the visits of the bishops, priests, deacons, and lay people enriched the seminary experience of our students at Queen's College. I want to now briefly highlight a few other matters of importance, and one is our Student Association, which is very active and strong this year. They had several outreach ministries that focus on the needs of the vulnerable. Our students are connected to the Gathering Place, Single Parents Association, an orphanage in Tanzania, and Mon Student Food Bank. They've had fundraisers and collections of goods to support their outreach ministries. Our relationship with Memorial University is very positive, as Vice President Associate Dr. Cadigan commented on. Queen's is located on campus at Mon. It's an ideal location for our college as it gives our students and faculty members access to the services and infrastructure of the university. We have nurtured our collaboration with the Philosophy Department and Religious Studies Department. In fall 2017, we look forward to a co-sponsored conference on ethics for the 21st century, body, mind, and spirit. This will be a joint venture of Philosophy, Religious Studies, and the Ethics and Humanities Division of the School of Medicine. Collaboration with other denominations is important to Queen's College. In the modern context, the opportunity to study with individuals from other faith traditions strengthens the educational experience. We presently have a strong representation of Pentecostal and Roman Catholic students. About 60% of our students are Anglican. In April this year, the United Church of Canada, the Newfoundland and Labrador Conference, advised me that they have approved our Diploma in Theology and Ministry program for training their licensed lay worship leaders. And in fall 2017, we will again have Salvation Army officers enrolled in our Master of Theological Studies program. Student enrollment at Queen's is strong, considering our size. This semester we have about 100 registered students. We have a mix of men and women preparing for ordained and non-ordained ministries and leadership in 5 denominations. We have full-time and part-time students registered in online, on campus, and correspondence courses. I want to take a moment on financial matters. Queen's College operating revenue comes from the diocesan grants, student tuition, investments, and Queen's College appeal. We occasionally receive other donations, such as memorandum donations. We appreciate and are thankful for all sources of revenue. The commitment of the diocese to sustain their contributions to Queen's, along with all their other demands, reflects the commitment to Queen's and to theological education in our own province. The Anglican Joint Investment Committee is to be commended for their diligence and good stewardship of the funds entrusted to their management. This year we have a renewed effort to promote the Queen's College appeal. The bishops, parish clergy, our students, faculty members worked hard to promote the appeal. Most of the returns are not yet available. We always appreciate gifts from individuals and families that always seem to come at the right time to allow us to continue to offer a good educational and formation experience or to do something extra for our students. Our total budget for 2017 is $350,565. This year we made a change to our budget planning process. We prepared our budget in the spring so it can be presented to the diocesan committees for consideration in their budget planning process and thus allow for more collaboration. We're pleased to now have technology in place to allow students to pay tuition online. And just for your information, if you want to make a donation, you can do so at queenscollegenl.ca. Bursaries are available for our students, sponsored by students who are sponsored by one of the 3 diocesan bishops to prepare for ordination. The Anglican Foundation of Canada and Queen's College Scholarship and Bursary Trust Fund provides bursaries to our students, and they are very much appreciated. I want to extend a heartfelt thank you to the numerous people who collaborate, participate, and support our work at Queen's. Our students are all wonderful individuals who bring joy and excitement to the college and to the church. Our faculty members generously teach, coach, mentor, and guide our students in academic, spiritual, and pastoral formation. Our leadership team, Dr. David Bell, our Dean, Father Neil Kellett, our chaplain, and Dr. Carmel Doyle, our Director of Student Programs, enrich Queen's by their presence, example, and attention to detail that sustains the 176-year-old spirit and character of Queen's College. I must confess that I, and all of us at Queen's College, continue to be indebted to Miss Susan Foley. We thank her for her dedicated and professional service. Susan has been at Queen's for 31 years. She knows the history and the systems at Queen's like no one else. She is the go-to person for everything and anything that has to do with administration for Queen's College. Susan has trained 6 provosts in her career. No mean feat. And yet even have more admiration the more you know any of the 6 of us. Susan will retire at the end of 2017. This petite person of big character has contributed greatly to Queen's College over the last 32 years now. Her mark will endure for decades to come. Thank you, Susan. I must say a thank you to the Alumni Association for their support and interest in the college. Our former students and graduates show tremendous support for Queen's. Their interest is manifested in many ways, such as regular prayers for the college and students, inquiries about our programs and plans, and very generous alumni scholarship awards at Convocation each year. I extend a thank you to my predecessor provosts at Queen's College, who have been generous in advice and consultant. As always, wise to remember we stand on the shoulders of those who went before us. Alex Fezerick, my immediate predecessor, reminded me once that that's a great metaphor, standing on the shoulders of the predecessors. But it's a messy image when you think of me standing on Alex Fezerick's shoulders, and him on Bishop Jeff Peddle, and him on Bill Bellamy, and all of us on Boyd Morgan, to be cushioned by poor Provost Emeritus Frank Clute. Mr. Chancellor, I want to thank you and all the members of the Corporation for support and guidance at Queen's College. And I wish special blessings and thanks to you as you approach retirement. I offer the same good wishes to Archdeacon Terry Keynes, Canon Paulette Hugden, and Miss Margaret Jennings as they finish their term of office after this convocation. I say a special thank you to the people who inspire and guide me on the matters of importance, such as the pace of my life and how bad my clothes are mismatched. They provide me with generous love, support, and unsolicited advice. They are, of course, my wife Donna, my daughter Chloe, and my son Chris. Thank you for all you do for me. And finally, to our graduates, congratulations and blessings for the future. Thank you.
We're all going to stand. We'll sing, rejoice, the Lord is King. Dean Alexander, the Bishop of Edmonton, to address the congregation.
Your Honours, Mr. Chancellor, guests, thank you so much for the invitation to address you this evening. I am honoured to be here. The more I have heard about Queen's, the more I'm convinced that this is a place where lives are changed. For those of you who graduate today, you have learned that it is possible to take a big idea and by God's grace and by people working together with passion and vision, the world can and will be changed. I am looking out at and I'm surrounded by people who refuse to accept the status quo. People who are world changers. Take a quick look around you. And yes, you're all facing me, so I'll know if you do it or not. Come on, take a little look around. Look around at your fellow students and teachers, those who are now your colleagues. I know that all of you are going to shake things up in your churches, across the province, the country, and the world. A good theological college, such as this one, has a way of taking people outside their comfort zones, stretching their horizons to a point where, to quote a Quaker saying, we realize that the horizon is just the limit of our sight. Queen's has been doing that for over 175 years, and in your time here, you have learned to look further, to dream bigger. And I suspect that many of you, like me, have thought there must be a way to bring my faith to bear on this issue, or to go deeper in this area, or to reach out to people who have never heard the good news. All of you have enhanced both your spiritual, scholarly, and personal skills during your time here. And my hope for all of you is that tomorrow morning, when the celebrating is done, and it finally hits home that you have completed your courses, well, tomorrow an insistent voice at the back of your head is going to say, what now? And the answer is, now we change the world. Because I have to tell you that living out the gospel and encouraging others to do the same is the best, most wonderful thing to do in the whole wide world. But I also have to tell you that it's not always going to make you popular. The field of study that you chose is not supposed to be a comfortable sit by the fireside in slippers and keep away from people kind of life. But a word to the wise here to all of you. If you were to leave here and go through your lives with people telling you you're really sensible and you're really practical, please try and live a little. Try and get out there and don't be afraid to cut loose and have a big, hairy, audacious dream, even if people tell you you're crazy or naive or other less complimentary things. Trust me, in our work in trying to eliminate poverty in Edmonton, we've been told all of those things and more, but we still get on with it. And here I am, a bishop from a church, from a diocese which many of you might never visit, talking to you who I don't know very well yet. What a cheek for me, because I'm going to start giving you a little bit of a work plan, and you're just finishing up. But you know, the thing is that all of us have been called and chosen. You are here because you have a hunger and a passion for God, not in an abstract, heady kind of a way, but in your gut, in the center of your spirit. And right now, even if your knees were to be knocking and the palms of your hands a bit sweaty, you're excited because you're going to be sent out to do those things that have been on your heart for such a long time. And this hunger, this excitement and passion needs to be as vital today as it was the day you walked through the doors of the college for the very first time. And now, when you leave here, courses complete, degrees and certificates in hand, some of you seeking ordination, The people that you serve are going to want to be assured of one central thing more than any other. They are never going to ask to see your transcript. It is very unlikely that they will wish to converse with you in Greek or Hebrew, and they may not have ever heard of Balthazar or Bart, but they will want to know if your heart and your soul is rooted in Jesus Christ. Do you continually search for him in each new age and situation? Are you being transformed by his grace and love? Do you still have questions? Or to put it another way, do you display your inquiring and discerning heart, the spirit, the courage to will and to persevere, a spirit to know and to love God, and the gift of joy and wonder in all God's works? For many of us, that was the prayer prayed over us at our baptisms. People will want to know, is it still true? The world outside the college is interested in the church. It's interested in you and what you might have to say or to model or to teach. Everyone, trust me, everyone is looking for a better way, a positive future, a hope for their children and their grandchildren. And you, all of you beautiful people there, you're going to go out and give an extraordinary message of hope. The message of Jesus, that we are loved by God, even when we don't feel that we're loved by God. That we matter, even when we feel we don't matter. And that we have gifts that he treasures. I can only speak for myself, of course, but it is my greatest joy and privilege to assure people that I meet at all times that they are loved by God, and that each one of our names is written in the palm of God's hand. And I believe that all of us here today are called to do this. Tomorrow morning, everyone here should expect. Did she say expect? Yes, she did. She did say expect. We should expect God to place before us opportunities to share God's love. It is endlessly exciting to wonder what those conversations are going to be like and where they'll happen. Because you're going to speak to people in church, yes, but also in hospital rooms, in kitchens, in coffee shops, in grocery lines. And you're going to give that same message of love at times of birth and death. And even if you came here to study theology because you love it, and not necessarily because you thought you were being called into ministry of some kind, well, frankly, I hope that you and God sorted that out in writing before you started. Because in my experience, you are going to be sent out, and you will see the world in a whole different way now you've been studying. Raymond Brown, who's a theologian, said, "It is the gift of God's love that makes us valuable before God and makes us a channel to pass on that love to others throughout our ministry. And the gospel has called us all to live as people who know that we are loved. And people are going to be drawn to Christ not so much because of what we say, but because of what we do, because of how we live our lives. The world is watching. People look at Christians to see if our words and our actions gel. They're watching us as a community that claims to love. They're watching us as a community that claims a commitment to justice. A community that claims to be inclusive. A community that claims to be committed to faith. How will you love, uphold justice, include people, and live faithfully? You'll do it through the prayerful support of Jesus. And Jesus will be saying, be brave enough to be united in love. One of my personal heroes, Desmond Tutu, said, do your little bit of good where you are, because it's those little bits of good put together that overwhelm the world. We are called to have a concern for the dignity and well-being of every human being, to bring the best of our passion and hard work to this task of transformation of the world. And it is for you, as graduates, to challenge those around you to believe in seemingly impossible tasks of this age and generation. I've heard about how so many people have returned to Queen's again and again, starting in one stream of studies and then going deeper and deeper and deeper. And I understand that hunger to do that. I've returned to higher education many times in my life. because I want to keep working for large goals and go deeper in the subjects that I love. I'm a bit bolshy. Is that an okay phrase to use? I think so. It's an English phrase. It means difficult. I'm a bit difficult. I don't accept the status quo. I ask way too many questions, and I talk too much. You know that by now already. But I have what may be called a naive belief in our human capacity to bring about change. And my prayer for the church is that you are like that too. Look at you. You're graduating this year. That means there's a whole lot of potential in this church right now. A whole lot of potential to overwhelm a huge number of things that need changing. And every single person has a role to play in that. For the graduates, your teachers, your families, and your bishops, that is probably one of the most exciting things about having worked with you over the past months and years, because they've got to see your potential and know that regardless of our age, human beings have a continual capacity to learn, and with that knowledge to unlock new ideas. They are all going to be praying that you continue to grow in blessedness and wholeness. The poet W.H. Auden, in his poem In Praise of Limestone, what a strange title for a poem, but in his poem he said, "The blessed do not mind being looked at from any angle, because they have nothing to hide." And I hope that you are going to continue to be blessed, and that people can look at you from any angle, because you're so grounded in Christ and in your ministry that you have nothing to hide. The church exists for others. The church must share in the secular problems of ordinary, everyday human life, helping and serving. And when I say church, I'm so delighted to say church as you see it here at Queen's. A whole community of Christ, not a series of silos or separate units. You may have heard about a woman who went to the post office to buy stamps for her Christmas cards. "What denomination?" said the woman. "Oh, good heavens, has it come to this?" said the woman. "I want 30 Catholic, 10 Baptists, and 5 Anglicans." That is not the church. The church is all of us together. And one of the delights of ministry is when we come together in unity and proclaim the gospel in word and in action. It is the universal church with all of us present that shows to the world the most beautiful reflection of Christ's intentions for the world. And yet, I have come to believe that the Christian Church of 2017 is the most secretive group on earth. Secretive because we've received the good news of Christ, but we don't actually want to tell anyone about it that much. We'll share it if someone comes and finds us, but we don't necessarily want to go out there and talk about it. And that's not just an Anglican problem. Across the world, studies found that in every 100 people, 20% will invite people to come to something and 80% won't. So your job is to go out and tell people about Jesus and invite people to be excited about it. Just think about it. In every worshipping community, every time you gather for worship, nobody pays the people to come. They just come because they have to. They're drawn to, they love God so much, they want to be together and worship. It's a wonderful thing to remember that we are drawn together through love of God, and it inspires us to do our best. I think that we have been commanded to go out and give this message, and sometimes we react to things we're commanded to do in very different ways. To quote Lionel Windsor, who is a Christian blogger, he said, "Normally we look for commands when we need a reason to do something unpleasant. When I tell my children to eat their vegetables, they want me to give them a command with exact specifications. They say, 'Do I have to eat all the vegetables? And if not, how many? Does it include the vegetables I've smushed into my potatoes?' But it's a different story with chocolate. If I put chocolate in front of them, no command is required, because there's no reason not to eat chocolate." And the same thing applies to us. I think we've treated sometimes Jesus as a vegetable, and he's really chocolate, better than chocolate. We want to share him. We want to get out there. You have everything you need to do that. You're going to leave this place knowing far more than you did when you entered it. You have got the tools and the smarts and the capacity and the will to be simply incredible. You are going to be able to make disciples and change the world by changing the environments in which you work and live and worship. An approach that has been called the dill pickle method. If you want to have a dill pickle, you need an environment. You need the jar, the spices, and the vinegar, into which you can put a humble cucumber and turn it into a pickle. If you want people to come and know and love Jesus, you need to create and be part of an environment where that can happen. So it's not that I'm calling you pickles, but while you've been at Queen's, you've been in that kind of environment. And now you're going to go and create mini Queen's College environments everywhere you go that show how Christians of all denominations can work together in the love of the one who created us. And so off you go. To Judea, to Samaria, to Gander, to Cornbrook, to St. John's, to Bonavista, to the ends of the earth. Maybe some of you might even come to Edmonton. But wherever your lives take you, hold tightly to Jesus. Be faithful in prayer. He will never let you down. Congratulations to all of you, and may your lives be truly blessed.
Jane, Jeffrey, John, and I belong to the National House of Bishops. You may think that's online in the House of Cards. Sometimes just as fragile. In that environment, we have strong opinions. Why diversity? And in that environment, you need a friend. And I'm very proud to say that this is one of my best friends. Okay? We could be across the room, we have a very somber tone, and just one eyelash has to move, and we know exactly where the other one's going. But in that little twinkling, there is comfort and consolation as well. Don't panic, don't fear. And I think her reflection tonight with one line in particular. Yes, you're on mission, you'll get out there and do it. But after that wonderful story of the Beatitudes, Jesus asks, blessed are you when people revile and persecute you and call you bad names. And the second part of Jane's title is not just the Bishop of Edmonton, she's the co-chair of this wonderful private called what, Jane? Task Force to Eliminate Poverty in Edmonton. Prophets are met with opposition wherever they go. The ancient prophets will tell the same story. They were despised. And Jane was despised in Edmonton as well and called bad names. But there's something stronger than all of that. It's love, goodness, which overcomes. That's why I told her to see the letter. Thank you for your kind words to our alumni gathering this morning and here this evening. And pray for those bishops. We don't often believe in coincidence, but we're going to stand and sing Love Divine, All Love's Excelling, a hymn which Jane and Jane had at their wedding. as well as the awarding of diplomas.
Chancellor, it is a great honor that I present to you the recipient of the 13th honorary degree to be awarded in the 176th year of the history of Queen's College. Thomas Wilson Moulton, ladies and gentlemen, was born in Garnish, far down on the west coast of the Burin Peninsula, and he is of dubious parentage. That is to say, his mother, I hesitate to say it within these walls, was Salvation Army. Though his father was Church of England. The Salvation Army does not, of course, practice baptism. And in those days, the Church of England regarded marriage to a non-baptized non-Anglican as only a fraction less serious than the sin against the Holy Ghost, which, as you all know, is without forgiveness. It wasn't quite as bad as marrying a Roman Catholic, which is even worse than a sin against the Holy Ghost. But it was pretty bad stuff. The young Thomas, however, decided in the course of time to be confirmed as Anglican, and while he was studying at Queen's College, his mother followed suit. Given the place of his birth, and given his somewhat mixed parentage, the venerable Archdeacon who now stands before you may accurately be described as a Newfoundland cracky. As such, he could be tenacious when he had to hang on to something, loyal when loyalty demanded it, savage when he needed to show his teeth, devious when God demanded deviousness, and noisy when he had cause to make his voice heard. The young Thomas studied at Bishop's College, Memorial University, and Queen's College, a sure sign of a wise man. And he was ordained deacon on the 1st of June 1961, and priest just over a year later on the 24th of June 1962. June last month was Father Tom's 55th anniversary of his priestly ordination. Not bad, what? June the 24th is also the feast day of the Nativity of St. John the Baptist. But Father Tom has done rather better than St. John. First, he has lived longer. Secondly, he avoids eating locusts. Thirdly, he retains his hair. And fourthly, and most importantly, instead of having to deal with the unwanted attentions of some dancing Salome, he succumbed to the wanted intentions of a charming young school teacher called Verna Beck, and married her on the 18th of July, 1966. July 2016 was their 50th wedding anniversary. Although, according to Verna, when she was asked recently how long they'd been married, she replied, I quote, for all eternity. You know, that's probably true. After all, if you got on that road with someone for half a century, you might just well continue the relationship when it's time, and may be long delayed, when you have to leave this world for the next. When you've got it good, there doesn't seem much point in changing. July the 18th, the date of their marriage, also happened to be Tom's birthday. But which of the two regard themselves as a birthday present to the other is not for me to say. After a brief 3-month locum in Portgrave, Father Tom was then posted to Port-au-Basque as a deacon. He worked in the synod office in Corner Brook under Archbishop Stuart Payne and served in a number of parishes on the west coast before moving east. It says something of his cracky-like tenacity. On one occasion, when he and another cleric were driving from St. John's to Corner Brook, the two became deeply involved in an ecclesiastical discussion of intense and animated interest. The discussion went on, as did the car, until finally they arrived at what might have been their destination had they been travelling to Lewisport. Sure enough, they'd taken the wrong turning and never noticed. But you know, that might be a parable of the way the Anglican Church of Canada works. It doesn't travel in a straight line, but is quite prepared to go from St. John's to Grand Falls via Marystown, or from Corner Brook to St. John's via Twillgate. But speaking of Marystown, there was one occasion when Father Tom was down there and that he demonstrated not only a God-given cracky-like deviousness, but also his considerable theological abilities. It seems that the Reverend Father, rather like the Mother of God at the wedding feast of Cana in Galilee, found that they had no wine. Since Father Tom did not have Jesus close to heaven, at least not in his physical body, he therefore went searching from house to house, and sure enough found someone that could provide some wine. Unfortunately, it was eminently clear that the wine had come from St. Pierre, without the benefit of Canadian customs. What was Father Tom to do? Well, he thought a moment. God had created St. Pierre just as he created Newfoundland. So what comes from the one place must be just as much God's creation has come from the other. And in any case, Canadian customs might well be an invention of the devil. So there was really no problem in using smuggled wine to the glory of the one who created it. Now, speaking for myself, I really appreciate that sort of thinking. As a professional theologian, as my bishop knows, it is my business to find a theological reason for anything. Once he was back on the East Coast, Father Tom served in synod office and in various parishes, as well as serving as chaplain at Mon and as chaplain at Queen's. His work was marked by his dedication and devotion and perhaps most importantly, his ability to listen to people. Something his son Glenn said was one of Tom's most notable characteristics as a father. It has also been one of his most notable characteristics as a spiritual father. And it is by no means a common accomplishment. I must also add, this is something dear to my own heart, that he was instrumental in introducing the restoration of the vocational diaconate in the province of Newfoundland and Labrador. His last appointment was as rector of St. Mark's on Logie Bay Road in St. John's. And it was from St. Mark's that he supposedly retired in 2002. His retirement, like that of so many other clergy, had no impact whatever. And so far as I can see, I myself tried to retire 6 years ago with no success at all. Retirement simply means getting tired all over again. You'll not be surprised then. You'll not be surprised to hear that Father Tom continued to serve the church in a number of parishes on a pro tem basis, and once again as chaplain of Queen's College. All the parishes in which he has served continually benefited from his expertise and his direction, and he always left them in a better situation than when he came. In all his professional life, he has shown that dedication and devotion to God and his church, which you who are graduating today may take as a model and as an inspiration. It is only right, therefore, that we should recognize such a long and productive career by requesting the appropriate authority to vest him with the degree which reflects his remarkable accomplishments. And therefore, Chancellor, I present to you the Venerable Thomas Wilson Moulton for the degree of Doctor of Divinity honoris causa. I certify that he has been truly selected for the said degree and request that you admit him thereto.
By virtue of the authority entrusted to me under the Act of Incorporation of Queen's College, I, the Chancellor, will now admit him to the degree of Doctor of Divinity honoris causa, and confer on him all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. I call upon him to present himself before me to assume the hood appropriate to the degree. Thomas, I admit you.
Chancellor, I present to you the candidate for the degree of Master of Divinity Honors, Master of Divinity, Master of Theology. I certify that these candidates have fulfilled all the requirements pertaining to these degrees. I therefore request that you admit them thereto.
By virtue of the authority entrusted to me under the Act of Incorporation of Queen's College, I, the Chancellor, will now admit the candidates to their degrees and confer on them all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. I call them upon the hearing of their names to present themselves severally before me to assume the hood appropriate to the degree.
For the degree Master of Divinity Honors, James Spencer.
James, I admit you.
For the degree Master of Divinity, Gerald Giles. for the degree Master of Theology, Bruce Vallis.
Chancellor, I present to you the candidates for the Associate in Theology, Discipleship, and Ministry. The candidates have fulfilled all the requirements pertaining to their team.
By virtue of the authority entrusted to me under the Anglican Corporation of Queen's College, I, the Chancellor, will now award the Associate in Theology, Discipleship, and Ministry. I call the recipients of the Associate in Theology, upon the hearing of their names, to present themselves before me to receive the diploma.
Derek James Bishop. Barbara Boone. Lisa Cox. Margaret Jansen. Douglas King. Frederick J. Marshall. Peter Record. Brony Beverly Squibb. Jeremy Warford. Gregory Francis Warford. Scott Windsor.
Mr. Chancellor, I present to you the candidates for the Associate in Theology. The candidates have fulfilled all of the requirements pertaining thereto.
By virtue of the authority entrusted to me under the Act of Incorporation of Queen's College, I, the Chancellor, will now award the Associate in Theology. I call the recipients of the Associate in Theology, upon the hearing of their names, to present themselves before me to receive the diploma.
For the Associate in Theology, Phyllis Lewis. Stuart May. Annie F. Rose. Kathy Russell. Chancellor, I present you the candidates for the Diploma in Theology and Ministry. The candidates have fulfilled all of the requirements pertaining thereto.
By virtue of authority entrusted to me under the Act of Incorporation of Queen's College, I, the Chancellor, will now award the Diploma in Theology and Ministry. I call the recipient of the Diploma in Theology and Ministry upon the hearing of their names to present themselves before me to receive the diploma.
For the Diploma in Theology and Ministry, Jeffrey Cecil Bourne. Jonathan Durden. Nathaniel Larkin. Mary Rose Nevis. Ida Jane Haiti.
This lady does a fishing lodge on River Ponds. Well known for some wishes to be from that.
Terry Victor Richards in absentia. Elizabeth Marie Smith.
Goodbye, girl.
Robert Francis Byrne. Faustina Cornick. Donald P. Simon. Lena Fjord. Irene Groves. Thomas N. James Spencer. The Mabel A. Goss Scholarship for first place standing in year 2 of the MDiv BTH programs is awarded to Lisa Payne. The Queen's College Benefactor Scholarship for first place standing in year 1 of the MDiv BTH programs is awarded to Holly Lockyer Lee. The Bishop J.A. and Beatrice Meakin Scholarship for first place standing in the Master of Theology program is awarded to Paulette Butler. The Archbishop Robert L. and Elizabeth C. Warren Scholarship for first place standing in the Bachelor of Theology by Distance program is awarded to Eleanor Ash. The Queen's College Scholarship for first place in the BTH Discipleship and Ministry is awarded to Derek Bishop. The Pentecostal Assemblies of Newfoundland and Labrador Scholarship for a full-time student in the Masters of Theological Studies program is awarded to Anna Rousel. The Pentecostal Assemblies of Newfoundland and Labrador Scholarship for a part-time student in the Masters of Theological Studies is awarded to Daniel Morrissey. The Queen's College Alumni Association Scholarship for first place standing graduate in the Associate in Theology is awarded to Lisa Payne. The Queens College Alumni Association Award for continued demonstration of Queens College core values of Christ-centeredness, commitment, development, and collegiality is awarded to Renee Easton and Anna Brausel. The Clifton C. Hatcher Scholarship for progressive leadership in promoting ideals and activities appropriate to the role of Queens College and the Church in the modern world is awarded to Lisa Payne. The award for liturgical practices for excellence in demonstrating a good working knowledge of the directives and practical application of liturgical principles through effective preparation and leadership is awarded to Robin Toll. The Dr. Tom Pope Memorial Bursary for love of church and ministry demonstrated through commitment to continuing theological education is awarded to Eleanor Ash. The Canadian Bible Society Award for excellence in public reading of the Scriptures is awarded to Robin Toad. The Queens College Award for Skill Achievement in Homiletics is awarded to John Sparks. The Venerable Frederick and Lillian Oak Memorial Scholarship for Excellence in Church Administration is awarded to Holly Lockyer Lee. the R.A. Carson Scholarship for commitment to lifelong learning is awarded to Elizabeth Scammell. The Professor Honorable G.B. Scholarship for Ecclesial Studies to assist students with their studies is awarded to Charlie Cox. The Rick Anthony Memorial Scholarship for perseverance and dedication to the study of theology in the Associate in Theology program is awarded to Annie Rose. The Roman Catholic Archdiocesan Award for excellence in pastoral skills, leadership, commitment, and enthusiasm in community and the church in the Diploma in Theology and Ministry program is awarded to Donald Devine and Nathaniel Larkin. The Queen's College Alumni Association Award to an outstanding graduate in the Diploma in Theology and Ministry program is awarded to Jeffrey Bourne and Sherry Sullivan.
just Anglican Church, but I mean the church, the Christian church. We have to get something into our heads. And a situation like this demands that I create some biblical image. And I don't know what this occasion conjures up in your head. No class answers, please. For me, it's a wonderful story. I went down to the potter's house with the old prophet. Had to go and fix something. Pottery breaks. The wheel is not aligned properly. The product is misshapen. Sometimes the proper skills aren't applied. It's half cracked, as we are. Misalignment or malalignment will cause things to wobble as well. So you call in the repair and the potter has to go to work to make something new again. I want to acknowledge where Queen's College is at this time, and it is certainly thanks to our recent appointment of Provost Dr. Rick Singleton. But nothing happens overnight. This change came about from Frank Dewitt, Lloyd Morgan, Bill Bellamy, Alex Fazerer, back to Lloyd Morgan again, and Dr. Jeff Pell. There's so many more that have contributed to where it is right now. It's a waking up to where the church is in the 21st century and preparing leadership in that church. I'm very proud of Queen's College. I think I could use some harsher terms, but on occasions it's been a rough ride on the corporation. But gold has to be tested in fire. And I think we have a product right now that will serve us well. Times change and they change fast. I don't go with long-term investment on this, but at least for the immediate future, we're in a solid position. And the ecumenical response to the college will enrich it. And as we become better aware of the needs of our society and the place of the church to respond to those needs. I was heartwarmed yesterday. The senior student came and reported to the corporation. And the theme of her address, which is reflective of her studies, was that of the parable of final judgment in Matthew's Gospel. And if we're not in that, we're not going anywhere. Okay? You feed the hungry, clothe the naked, free the prisoner. Bishop James gave us the same address this morning. It's echoed here again tonight. I think it's where we find ourselves. So I'd ask for your continued prayers and your financial support of the college, and we're on a pretty solid footing. Christ Mutual Foundation, of course. So thank you for your participation here tonight, and I'm going to call upon the Reverend John Watson to offer our closing prayers of thanksgiving.
Dr. Singleton invited me to read the charge that I presented at Synod. Runs about an hour and 10 minutes. I said no. Shall we pray? Cause us, Lord, to hunger for knowledge and to study. Study the pain of those who are hungry, to feel and understand hunger for food, for love, for acceptance, for ways to bring people into a relationship with you. Cause us, Lord, to study the ways of the Master, so that we can change the world, so that we in humility, in faith, and love, always love, can show a better world. Thank you for those who teach, for those who learn, above all, for those who love. Send us forth from this place in the power of that Spirit. Keep us close to your heart
She's honed and refined. She can manage bishops as well. And Convocation wants to acknowledge in some small way tonight Susan's contribution to the life and work of Queen's College and the church across Newfoundland. And I'm calling upon the chair of the corporation, Susan Stern, to present her a token of our appreciation. Hope that there are greater things to follow. Susan. Proud Newfoundlanders and wannabes that we are. I think you over to
I would tolerate to see her face to face. Our thanks to Sharon.